What's up? alexy1 here playing artar. And let's see what he's going to do. He's going for the black Mardemer, I guess. Oh no, he's not. I don't have a clue what to do here, so I'll just go c5. That might be fine. I thought he'd go for e4 instead of bishop g5. If he takes on f6, which I guess is the point, I'm gonna take with the g pawn. And now I was planning to just to go knight c6 here, but I could also go d4 here actually. So d4 if he takes, I can take back, and then knight e4, but then bishop f5, yeah. And this should be very good for us, I guess. Having the bishop pair at least, and some threats along this diagonal. We could also even... well, there's nothing now. I was wondering about something else, but that doesn't matter. c3, yeah, that's actually a pretty good move. So I think we're doing more or less fine here. Oh, yeah. If he took with the c pawn, I might have had something like knight b4. But yeah, this is just somewhat equal. We have a little bit of a worse pawn structure due to this double pawn here, but it's not that bad. And since we do have some control along the open files there, we're doing somewhat okay. But this isn't that spectacular of an opening yet. We might get something here in the future, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. There are some weaknesses here. This bishop can't go to a4, obviously. I would like to get into an ending here, since we'd have the control over one open file, and also our pawns are a bit better now. Well, if you can sustain rooks along the 7th, that'd be awesome. But I guess rook d1 is the point, or rook c1. Oh wow. He's allowing me to double my rooks here. But actually if I go rook c2 then rook c1 probably. And then the rooks aren't allowed anymore. So we'll trade one, yeah. We'll trade one here as well. But if you look at this pawn here, this is very weak. So he's going to c3 next. That might have been a bit of a bad move due to rook c7 there, but if rook c7 now, I'm gonna take on b3. And I'm guessing this is still somewhat equal, but I could try and get something going here. I don't understand this move. It is somewhat weakening. Yeah. This should be just a draw now, I guess. I mean, I don't see any way of gaining some edge anywhere. Okay, so he's going after the h5 pawn. Yeah. Yeah, this should just be a draw. Let's try and get behind the pawn. maybe we've achieved something here though, since we are going to grab a pawn here, and now all of a sudden this should be very good for us. So that was pretty lucky actually, seeing as all the pawn endings are definitely very good for us. Could just put the rook there. Okay, rook a2 is probably the only move. And now what? We've cut off his king as well, so that's pretty nice. Should I watch out here for some tricks? I don't yet see how we should win this. Yeah, this is still draw, but oh, that's so it was a win now, since our king was very active. So I was focusing quite a bit during that ending, so I was quiet for some time. But yeah, it was nothing until we've managed to achieve something. So yeah, this isn't really an interesting game, but it is actually fun to see how to win a drawn ending like that. So I was thinking he'd go for e4 here, which is the main move people do against this d5 here. But bishop g5 is actually pretty interesting, because you, as white, you want to get into a Trompowsky. So just like this. But after knight c3 d5, which I guess is not the only move here. I used to play c5 there, but d5 is the critical move, but then bishop g5 makes more sense, since now knight e4 is discouraged, and because he's just gonna take, and also, yeah, it just makes a lot of sense here. I didn't look at this at it like this, but it's pretty smart. Since normally against the Trompowsky I play knight e4. This move order somewhat deviates from it. So I think c5 is the critical move. I used to play this before. I used to play this against the Trompowsky actually. So I used to play d4, knight f6, bishop g5, d5, and if he takes, just g takes, and knight c3, c5. So this is somewhat of the same variation. The idea is you just go knight c6 and e5, and you just sacrifice a pawn and get some counterplay in the center. But if he takes here, you should go e6. Or even d4, I don't know. So it is actually quite similar to the game, but I think the most critical move here is taking on f6. Because now d4 is a bit annoying. At first I just wanted to go knight c6 here, but it's pretty scary since I think I wanted to go e6 here. Because if we go knight c6, then he can just take here. And there is some pressure on this d5 pawn. But yeah, this d4 is pretty nasty. He has to take now, I guess. And bishop f5. I was wondering about knight g3, and at first I wanted to go bishop g6, but after knight g3, I might be able to take here. I'm not sure. I don't think so actually. Yeah, I am. I could take. So if he takes here, bishop b4 or queen a5. So the problem with bishop b4 is just c3 and takes on d8. But queen a5, c3, and then we can take. This is actually pretty horrible for him. So there are too many threats here. I'm threatening c2 check, I'm threatening takes on b2 check. c2 isn't threatening to take the queen at once, but let's say for instance he goes e3, c2 wins here because queen d2, bishop b4 is in the air. And there are too many threats here. He has to go b4. Probably just bishop takes. This is a nice one. If he goes queen c2, which is somewhat of the normal move here, there's a very nice trick. Queen takes f5, takes and c2 mate. That's pretty sweet. So I was probably honestly gonna go for a bishop g6 here, but I was looking at moves like that. But I wasn't looking at bishop takes e5 and then queen a5. I was looking at it the other way around, and that doesn't work. So, but instead it went knight d6, which is probably the best move. And here I should have went for queen b4 check. And just take on b2 and be just a pawn up, I guess, after queen takes e2. And now it's pretty much equal, since this ending is just nothing special here. But we do have some play along the open files. Our rooks are better placed than his, but our pawn structure is a bit worse. So going into this ending and fixing our pawn structure is definitely, I think, somewhat better for us. I definitely don't like this move, but otherwise this pawn would be very weak as well. I think a move like rook c1 is more normal actually. But yeah, that's also better for us. I don't know. This ending is really unpleasant for him, and he defended quite well. Or I managed to blow it somehow, I don't know. Because I have a feeling we should be much better here. But I should go b5 here. Yeah, this king e6 is probably bad due to the fact that I'm allowing him to get some counterplay as well. So b5 takes. And the point is I can't sustain this rook here with white. He can't really. f5 is a nice move. e4 is also a good move. Because this ending is very good for us since we have, although it's equal in pawns, this passed pawn here is just very threatening for him. So we should have went for b5. And now we're just trying to get something, but it's nothing. And now it's just equal. We managed to gain something here actually. Rook g1. And this maneuver is somewhat nice, because now we're putting our rook behind our passed pawn and... Oh, I missed something there. I should have went to d6 it seems. Oh, never mind. And here actually, yeah, I was just going to repetition for a repetition here. There's nothing else and I'm down on time. After this though, it somewhat feels like he has a Zugzwang. Since he can't really move his rook, because then we're just pushing the a pawn. He can't move his king, because then we're winning the h5 pawn. But maybe that's still a draw, I don't know. This one, maybe this ending is still a draw though. That might be the point. Yeah, after f3 it's probably a draw. Since he's just going to exchange all the pawns and e4 is coming, can't really do anything about it. If e4 now, I have f4, so that's good for us, but... Oh, it's not good for us. It's still a draw, due to rook g1 here. And he's just in time to have rook a1. And it's a draw still. So that was actually a draw here. Instead he went for king e5, check. And it seems like we played this wrong as well, still. We're actually playing it still the best way, but yeah, obviously I can just go e3. How stupid. How did I miss this? So if takes king c6, king d3, king b6, just rook a8, and we're just in time to put our king on b3 and it's just done. And if he doesn't take e3, for instance if he goes king c6 here, we have e2. Not not E takes F, because then that would be. Oh, we're still in time. Never mind. We're still in time here. It's the same as before. So yeah, that was the preferred way to go. If I don't have E3 though, am I still winning this? Not anymore here. So the engine says Rook G5, which actually makes a lot of sense here. But if he just passes, then what? Then just Rook G2. Yeah, that makes some sense as well. So that was the way to win this. And now it's hard, because there's not really an entry here. I was hoping for king takes, because this ending I did calculate in the little time I had. As you can see here, 4 seconds to 10 seconds. Yeah, and that's that's just time. Just the fact that we have 2 seconds left. But yeah, this ending is winning because the king is cut off and our king is in ideal place. I should have went just c7 here, but yeah, it's just pre-moving a lot. And but yeah, let's say if we go just it might be a bit it might be smart to show how to win this. So king c3 and then just I was probably gonna go for king f3 here, and then king e2, and he's just going to pause, and well, the winning idea here is well, if he passes on the f file, it's easy. We're just gonna check and play king d1. Well, actually, that depends. If it goes to d3, then king d1. But if it goes to say b2 or something, or b3, we have this idea, which is actually the point here. Let's say he passes, then we can just move our king out, check, check, and if he checks again, then we can go to e4 and check again. The rook can come in between. So that's the point. You could also go to so to c5, and if king b2, then you could go to c4. Just one move, one step earlier, one step closer. I mean, but if he goes to e7, we could just go to f8, because this move still fills, and otherwise we're going to f2 and we're just gonna queen. Because this move fails to king d1, and if he takes, we have a nice check here, and another check. So it's quite easy to win this ending actually. Just move up your pawn to the 7th, and then it's called building a bridge. So yeah, it's quite easy. Instead we flagged here because like it was 4 seconds to 10. That's quite a hard flag actually. It's definitely in a position like this. But we managed to somewhat play correctly actually. Somewhat correctly. There were some easier options. For instance, e3 there. Well, here e3. That's much simpler, but yeah, as you can see, we did get the win at the end, so I'm quite pleased with that. The ending was in itself not really interesting, but well, when he screwed it up, it was. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.